Hey YouTube, and welcome to my first episode in my retro game shelf. In this first episode I will be talking about the RetroN3. This is it. There it is, the RetroN3. Right, before purchasing the RetroN3 I spent a few hours searching the net for information on the compatibility with PAL systems. Different sites offer different explanations, like some would say it doesn't work with any games, some would say it works with a few, some would say it works with every game. Maybe I didn't search enough, but I decided it would be a good idea to make this video for all the collectors in PAL regions to basically give you an idea on the PAL compatibility with the system. Alright, let's get to it. First of all, to plug it in, you will need to get a step down converter, because this will not work in the UK. This will convert that to run with that. See that? And you just plug it in. Like that, and you plug that in. Like that. Okay. And I'll leave a link in the description below and a bit of information on which converter you'll need to buy, because you can't just go buying any cheap crap. I mean, it's not expensive, but you have to buy a specific thing. Right, once you get the adapter set up for the console and everything you need, you will need to get the right cables. Now I'm not sure if they come with cables. Mine came with the right cables, S-video, and you got the component cables. Now my TV doesn't have S-video. For some reason I've left it plugged into the console, but it does have component, of course, and it's plugged in there with the SCART. What you will need to do is make sure you use proper controllers, because these things are junk. They are absolutely terrible. You want to make sure you use the proper controllers with the SNES, Mega Drive or Genesis and NES ports. These things, the wireless controllers that come with it, you have to be directly in front of the console. If you do that, it'll stop working. So you have to be directly in front of it, and might as well just forget those. Right, as for PAL compatibility, I've tested various games and it works okay. It does work quite well. I've tested PAL Mega Drive games, PAL Super Nintendo games, and a couple of Japanese Super Famicom games, and they work alright. There's a couple of problems I had with the Mega Drive games though. I'll show you those. Okay, we're back. Now we're all set up. I'm not going to go through a list of all the games I've tried, but pretty much most common games. The Japanese games I tried were Excite Stage 94 football game, and it was a fighting game. I can't remember the name, but this is what I want to show you. Right, we've got Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3, both PAL, both Mega Drive games. Plug it in to the Genesis port, switch it to Genesis, power it on. Sega. This works fine. Right, power it off. Take this out. It's very tight fit, the Mega Drive port, much more so than the others. Let's open up Sonic 3, take that out. Sonic 3, Mega Drive, PAL. And in, power on. Developed for use only with PAL and French Mega Drive systems, so that won't work. But I think that's in. If I do that, You get Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So that does work. Now I'll just show you a couple of games out of interest. I wasn't going to, but I think I should really. Alright, so we've got a few Super Nintendo and Super Famicom games here. Got my Super Nintendo controller. Now this is interesting. Plug this in. Okay. What do we want? Let's try a game that I know works. Well, they all work, but Stage 94, one of the Super Famicom games. Okay, we're all plugged in. This controller doesn't work with this. It works with that Super Nintendo, doesn't work with this RetroN 3. But this controller does work. I have no idea why they both work with the Super Nintendo, but this works with the RetroN 3 and that doesn't. They're both the same. Not sure if you can see that. They're both SNSP 005. SNSP 005. Maybe it's some connection issue, but they both work fine with the Super Nintendo. This works fine with that, see? But that's really it for the RetroN 3. I've tested Japanese Super Famicom games, Super Nintendo games, Sega Mega Drive games. Haven't tested any NES games because I don't own any. So that's all you really need to know. I'll leave a link in the description to the step-down converter I own. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought. Anything I could have added. Thanks again. I'll catch you next time.